Success shouldn't feel this exhausting. If you're winning on paper, but burning out behind the scenes, you aren't failing. You're stuck in a psychological bottleneck called a hurdle of stop. I've been there. On the outside, things look great, but I was secretly burning out, convinced I was just lucky, and waiting to be exposed as a fraud. I realized I didn't have a business problem. I had a mindset block. Whether it's imposter syndrome, perfectionism, or fear or failure, these aren't just feelings. They are growth bottlenecks. Identify your specific hurdle and get one immediate action step to regain your momentum today. Go to tuepodcast.net/quiz. That's tuepodcast.net/quiz to take the 3-minute assessment and get your report now. This is an Undiscovered Legacy production.
Just keep going, keep pushing through.
Know your target market and the people you want to serve.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
You have to schedule it.
Focus on what you're doing. Always respond to criticism with professionalism.
Focus more on building yourself.
Don't ever give up.
Finish it yourself.
Welcome, school believers and new entrepreneurs, to Undiscovered Advice. We will be listening to 5 entrepreneurs with amazing advice just for you. Let's see what they have to say. Okay, go ahead. Your name and then the company.
Hey, how y'all doing, everybody? This is your little big brother, Eric G., also Eric Green. I am the owner and host of the podcast show, Random Thoughts with Eric G. I'm also a big-time cook. Now, y'all don't know it yet, you're going to see it. I'm a big-time cook with Big Boy Green's Catering, and also find on my organization, the Green Rose Foundation. I always stutter. The Green Rose Foundation is an organization where I mentor kids. My biggest advice for up-and-coming entrepreneurs and people just trying to step out there is to say, first, don't give up. Continue to grind. Continue to put your dreams in motion. Don't let nobody knock you down. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it, that you can. That's my biggest thing. And also, always listen to the positive reviews. We always take the negative. We go straight to the negative anyway, but listen to the positive. You can do this. You can do this. We can do this. The best advice I'll tell you that next is to write down your dreams and your goals. Write it down. Give yourself a time frame that you can do it. Whether it be 6 months, what I did when I was younger, or be a year from now, or 5 years from now. Write down your goals and stick to your goals, okay? Don't let nobody knock you off. Continue to do that. And also realize that money is not always the biggest problem. There's small organizations, small businesses that will actually help you. Search for funding, search for grants. We live in a world of digital aid. So a lot of people around the world is willing to donate to your dreams and to your business. Just promote yourself, put yourself out there, let other people know what your goals are. And you will get a lot of people willing to help you out, a lot of people willing to flock to you. And like I said one time in the show, also remember that you cannot do this by yourself. It takes a village. So, surround yourself with positive, like-minded people, whether it be your family, whether it be your friends, whether it be strangers. Surround yourself with a group of people that's going to hold you accountable and going to push you forward. And that's my advice to everybody. You got this right here. We can do this. And I see y'all in another couple years. We'll make some money off this. We got it.
This is Lorraine Ball, host of More Than a Few Words, a marketing podcast. If you're like me and you're trying to establish yourself as a subject matter expert in your field, you're probably writing. You're writing blogs, crafting seminar slides, maybe you're even recording podcasts. You're doing it all. But let's be real. Constantly coming up with fresh angles on essentially the same topic can be draining. And in the fast-paced world of online content, what's hot today is forgotten tomorrow. And sometimes your very best piece of content was released at the wrong time, and so few people saw it. It's tough to try and build a reputation, so how do you do it? How do you make the most of your best content without boring your audience to tears? I'll let you in on a secret. It isn't about creating more and more content. It's about repurposing your content smartly. Instead of reinventing the wheel, give your existing stuff a new lease on life. Instead of killing yourself to create a mountain of new content, repurpose what you've got to fill your feed, and then you'll have more time to create fewer, better pieces of content. There are a number of ways that you can do that. First, create a roundup post with links to all of your previous articles on a topic. Do an email wrap-up or reshare an existing piece of content with a new graphic or tagline. Create a content calendar so you can track when you've shared content and where you may need to refresh some of your existing content, maybe by adding a little more information or new photos. Create a compilation or a white paper that takes all of that content and bundles it together. Once you've created it, put it in one location so people can find it and find the original content as well. Convert great blog posts into podcast episodes and great podcast episodes into blog posts. With all of these tricks, when you have them in place, it's not about working harder, but smarter to share your expertise. If you've enjoyed this quick tip, look for longer episodes of More Than a Few Words, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, this is Mark from Pods Like Us. So DJ Scoob has asked me to provide some tips for podcasting and, who are also entrepreneurs themselves. So one tip that I will give to people is if you have a life that is busy already and you want to go into the world of podcasting, this is a lesson from experience where I first started doing Pods Like Us and I didn't really understand the amount of work that went into making a podcast. And I stupidly thought that I could put out 2 episodes per week. And then I soon realized the amount of work that goes into the editing of podcasts, and the promotion thereof as well. So my one piece of advice that I would give to people would be that if you instead think of how often you want to do the episode, say if you want to put an episode out once a week, but you have a busy life schedule as it is, try and go for once every 2 weeks instead. And then if you find that you can actually have the time to do more than one every 2 weeks and go to the once every week schedule, then go there. Because if you find that you cannot keep up that initial idea of one every week and you start that way, and then you cut down episodes, or the frequency thereof, you run the risk of potentially losing the small amount of listeners that you already have through that inconsistency. So anyway, I'll be leaving more podcast tips in the future for those undiscovered podcasting entrepreneurs. Take care, all.
Hi,
Hi, it's Carol Springer with Gabriel Sales, and today I'm going to give you a little bit of advice about collecting lead information. And so a little background on me, I am with a company called Gabriel Sales, and we've been in business for 24 plus years. My expertise is sales, and I'm also a Salesforce consultant, which Salesforce is a CRM system. And I help companies with their marketing automation platforms as well. And I work with this tool called Pardot. And so one thing that I help people do is communicate with their leads and customers through these marketing automation and CRM systems. So when you're new, you may need to buy some leads, or you may just start talking to people. You go to networking events. So if you go to any networking events, be sure to capture people's information. And nowadays, a lot of times people do it electronically through LinkedIn, and that's great. So that's even taking it a step further. But even if you connect with someone on LinkedIn, still put this information into a system for some reason, because maybe someone you meet them and they're interested, and then you try to call them, and then you never hear from them again. But you don't know why. Maybe they don't have the money right now. Maybe they are just too busy to try to make a change, to make this purchase. Or if you're a new entrepreneur, maybe they just don't trust you yet. I'm sorry, but people want to buy from people they like and people they trust. Maybe they're looking at competitors, so it's going to take a little while. Or maybe they need to collaborate with someone else on their team, get some buy-in. And then if enough time goes by, people just forget. So you're going to forget them. They're going to forget you. And so you really want to stay in front of people. And how to stay in front of your prospects is a whole nother discussion. But my first piece of advice is just capture this information and start a database. Some clients I've worked with, their database is one of their biggest assets. So please do that. So anyone that you have ever talked to that has shown some interest in your product or offering, gather that information and put it into some kind of system. And again, I do a lot of B2B, business to business sales. So it might not quite be the same if your business is business to consumer. Say you're selling jackets or peanut butter or something, you might, that's a different tactic. But so my advice is for B2B, and here's the fields that you need to capture. First name, last name, and please, if you do put this into a spreadsheet, put the first name and last name in different columns. It will help you for importing that data to a MailChimp or something at a later point. Their job title, their company, very important. Let's get their LinkedIn URL. And if you can connect with them on LinkedIn, even better. But capture that, because people change jobs, their phone number might change, their email address might change, but most likely their LinkedIn URL will remain the same. And then, of course, you can also connect with them on Instagram, Facebook, X, etc. And then, of course, so try to connect with them on other channels. And again, you can capture this information either in a spreadsheet or a CRM. Again, CRM is customer relationship management. As I mentioned, I work with Salesforce, one of the largest CRM systems in the world. It's all done online. And a lot of people don't realize, if you've ever worked at a company that uses Salesforce, you may hear it's very expensive, but they do have a starter suite for entrepreneurs that starts at $25 per user per month. So please reach out if you want some information on that. There's also tools like HubSpot, Monday.com. I've used Trello before for my CRM. They have a free version of that. There's something called Zoho, Sugar, Insightly. There's tons of systems out there at different price points. And then again, connect with people on social media. And I will be back hopefully at another time to talk about how to engage with these non-interested leads. But again, it's really important to collect this data, because you never know, either maybe they just weren't ready to buy, or maybe they're going to refer someone to you in the future. So even if you worked with someone and you're like, I really don't want to work with them again, still stay in touch with them, because they may put you in touch with someone that you do want to work with. Okay, so it's Carol Springer. My company is Gabriel Sales. You can find me on LinkedIn or go to gabrielsales.com. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Hey everybody, JC Cormack here, and I am the founder and host of Cartwheels and Banana Peels. And as a rebel storytelling coach, I help Gen X entrepreneurs tell standout stories that make them unforgettable. So what I'm going to share with you today is about your elevator pitch, right? That what do you do statement, because that is so often asked of us, whether we are on a podcast, whether we are at a networking event, or whether you literally are someplace like the grocery store, or even the other day I had my Jeep worked on and the conversation came around to the fact that I have a company. And so my mechanic was like, oh, well, what do you do? Guess what? I was able to tell him in those 9 seconds that my elevator pitch is, and he was intrigued because, hey, Cartwheels and Banana Peels is this catchy phrase, and that's where it starts. So I'm going to talk to you about that. I really want to point that out and highlight it. I had a conversation I think it was earlier today, actually, with a colleague of mine. And he was telling me how it actually took him about 55 minutes of a conversation with someone that they just kept going on and on. And it was right at an hour mark before he knew what they even did. That's what I call the bore and snore. Your person that you're talking to has looked at their watch numerous times and they're thinking, I got to escape. They're looking at you going, I got to go. I think I left the oven on. They don't want to be there. I had another conversation with another colleague, and she was talking about how it was similar. She sat in a networking event or like a one-to-one, right? Like we all do. And it was a good half an hour. And after it was all over, she never did know what this woman did. She said, I cannot refer her because I don't even know what she does. It's just on and on. It's very confusing. Your elevator pitch, your what do you do statement is really a little miniature story about you. But what it is, the only thing it should be is a conversation starter. That's it. If you get nothing from these 4 or 5 minutes from me today, take that home. Your elevator pitch is a conversation starter with your ideal client, right? If you give your elevator pitch to someone and it's clear and it's on fire, it's just amazing, then if the person doesn't respond well, hello, they're not your ideal client. They're just not. And that's something else we should be doing is not just attracting the right people to us, but repelling those that aren't right. They're not a good fit. So we don't want to waste time on them and we don't want to waste their time. Okay. So let me give you a couple of things here really, really quickly that I want you to really take to heart. Really think about just a few quick tips. Because, hey, helping people that's something I do with my clients. I specifically even do power hours focused on their elevator pitch. So that's an option. But one of the things that I'm adamant about is making sure that your elevator pitch is under 20 seconds. 20, not 60, not God knows how long, 20 seconds. As I think I said already, mine's under 9 because I said my name at the top of this. It's more like 11 or 12, but keep it under 9. Okay? Or excuse me, keep it under 20. Mine's under 9. Then make sure that you tell in that pitch who you are. What is your personality? If you go back and listen to mine, I said I'm the rebel storytelling coach. And I talked about cartwheels and banana peels. Okay, she's a rebel and she's probably funny. That already gives you an idea of what's going on. Then say who you work with. May not be the only people you work with, but this is who you're targeting. This is your target market. Be focused on that. And then make sure you give the overreaching solution or result that you provide. The overreaching one. Doesn't matter if you're multi-passionate. Those things can be fixed. We can find a way to do all those. But make sure that you give this overreaching because you're trying to reach your people. Okay? So please, please, please stop doing the bore and snore. Please stop making people look for an escape route and their eyes are glazed over. They're trying to get away from you. You want people to lean in. You want them to go, ooh, because you had some catchword or catchphrase that caught their attention. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm out of here. Again, I'm JC, your rebel storytelling coach.
I would like to thank all entrepreneurs that took the time out to help new entrepreneurs get across that start line with their amazing advice. If you'd like to contact any of these amazing people, check out their information in the show notes. Are you an entrepreneur with amazing advice and want to be featured on Undiscovered Advice? Go to tuepodcast.net/advice and leave your advice in an easy recording. Undiscovered Advice is a product of Undiscovered Legacy LLC and a proud member of Blind Knowledge and Pod Nation podcast networks. For more information, go to uepodcast.net. Thank you, Scuba Believers. Hello, Scuba Believers. Let me ask you a real quick question. How many cups of coffee have you had today? 3, 5, 7? And let me guess, you've got a Red Bull in the other hand just in case, right? Yeah, I see you. Now, here's the truth bomb nobody wants to hear. You're not building a business. You're building a caffeine dependency. Listen, I get it. When you're grinding 12, 14, 16-hour days, you're building something from nothing. When you've got payroll to meet, investors to impress, and visions that won't wait. You need fuel. But what if I told you that the fuel that you're using is actually slowing you down? What if the very thing that you think is keeping you sharp is actually making you dull? Enter Rise Coffee. This isn't your grandma's mushroom tea. This isn't some hippie wellness trend. This is science meets performance. And here's what makes Rise different. Less than half the caffeine of a regular cup of coffee. But here's the kicker. You won't miss it. 6 organic powerhouse mushrooms, including cordyceps, what Olympic athletes use, and lion's mane, what Silicon Valley biohackers swear by. Sustained energy that doesn't spike and crash. We're talking smooth, clean power from morning to moonlight. Crystal clear focus without the jitters. Imagine closing the deal with calm, confident mind instead of the caffeine chaos. Gut health and immune support, because what's the point of building an empire if you're too sick to enjoy it? So here's the challenge to you. Stop borrowing energy from tomorrow. Stop running on fumes and call it a hustle. Stop wearing your caffeine addiction like a badge of honor. Real entrepreneurs optimize. Real entrepreneurs adapt. Real entrepreneurs win. You can't win if you're crashing at 2 p.m. while your competition is just getting started. Break the cycle. Head to risesuperfoods.com right now and use code PODNA15 for 50% off your first order. That's PODNA15 for 15% off. Try it for 30 days. If you don't feel the difference, if you don't feel sharper, calmer, more focused, more alive, then go back to your 6-a-day cup habit. But I'm telling you, we won't, because once you feel what real energy feels like, you'll never go back. Ditch the addiction, fuel your empire, and rise up. Rise Coffee, energy that builds, not burns.